So in previous session, we discussed about JWT authentication. I mean login API and generating access token and refresh token, and how to check that access token, and how to create new access token by passing refresh token. Okay, so once again I want to tell it briefly, so please listen. So first of all, what is mean by JWT authentication means it can be used for authentication system and used for information exchange with secure. Okay, so why it is used means, so if you know the URL, this is URL. If you know the endpoint URL and request body, anyone can call the API and get the response. Okay, if you pass token kind of thing, authentication, JWT authentication, so I mean if you generate some access token and give some expiry time to that access token, and if you pass that particular access token for a particular user and to each and every API, then it will be secured. Okay, so in our example, we have seen that the access token expiry time is 30 seconds. Okay, in real time, it can be 10 minutes or 15 minutes like that. After 15 minutes, that access token will be expired. And we have one method that is called creating new access token. Okay, so once the refresh token will be submitted to the access token, new access token method, then it will generate the access token. It will be passed to all other APIs along with the request body. Okay, see this. This is the diagram, and here you can observe that first of all login API. Okay, so we have to pass username and password to the login API, and based on that request body, that means username and password, the access token and refresh token will be generated, and along with the expiry time. Okay, that is your wish. So access token that is passed to the each and every API along with the request body in header position. Okay, access token will be sent in header position. So once the access token is verified, then only APIs will give the response. Otherwise, user is not authenticated kind of the message will be produced. Okay, so before going to expire the access token, the timer will be there. That timer will be called, so that refresh token will be sent to the new access token method, and that will generate access token which will be sent to the each and every API in the header position. So if the access token and inputs are valid, then only that particular API will produce the result. Otherwise, it will give the error like user is not authenticated. Okay, so to achieve this functionality, we have followed some steps like in this login API first. Okay, so this is the first just like subtask. First we have submitted username and password to the login API. Okay, once this username and password is valid, I mean we have assumed that username and password in common.ts like this. Okay, so once it is valid, then we have generated access token with expiry time and refresh token along with the expiry time. Okay, so that is first one, and the second one is JWT authentication, checking that access token. Okay, so here app.use method will be used. So once the access token is received, okay, so we will verify that whether that token is valid or not. If it is valid, then it will go to the next line. Okay, I mean next whatever the methods are there, it will go to execute that methods. Okay, and third one is creating access token. So once this access token is expired, so we have to call the new access token method to get the access token. Okay, so this method will expect refresh token as a input parameter. Okay, so these things we have discussed in previous session, and now we will discuss how to implement JWT authentication in real time. Okay, so for this I have prepared some steps. So first of all, import JSON web token. So here this is Node API is our project. So here you just copy this import JWT. So just install it JSON web token. Okay, and next, so this one is not required. So next, keep all JWT authentication related API methods before app.use CRUD. Okay, so here see, before this you need to copy all the API methods whatever we have discussed. So all these methods you just copy and paste here before this app.use method. And refresh token array. Okay, I think variable declaration. Yes. And username and password. So in common.ts, see this. Third one is have the username and password in common.ts. So where it is common.ts, here, copy it and paste it here. Okay. And now execute it. And these are the test API URLs which we have discussed in earlier sessions. Okay, sample examples. So here local host 3000 and login, and here username password. What will be that? Set 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6 accept. So if we give wrong username, then username is not matched. Okay, so control goes to this block. So if I give username is correct and password is wrong, so password is not matched, that means here control goes to this block. If both are correct, then access token will be generated and as well as refresh token also. Okay, and new access token. And here authorization barrier, and here you can take any API method. So I am taking this method. So this method you can search here. See, this method did not have any parameters. Okay, so see, without passing token in header, see what will happen. See, so here whenever we click on send button, what will happen is control goes to step by line, and here app.use. So app.use means, so by default this method will be called. Okay, so here we are not passing anything in headers, so that we are getting some error. So if you take this access token and put it here, authorization and barrier, and this access token expiry time is 30 seconds only we have given. See, we are getting the response. Okay. Why? Because here if you don't send this authorization, then we are getting some exception. Okay. Again, I am going to generate access token and placing here. Okay, so this time I am not getting any exception. Why? Because I am passing this authorized token in the header. Okay, so if you don't pass this token in the header, we are getting exception. Okay, so again, see, user is not authenticated. Why? Because see here, while generating the access token, that expiry time is 20 seconds only. So now what to do? Here, take this refresh token and place here new access token method and send it. So it will generate another access token. Copy this and place it here. Now we are getting response. Okay. See, up to 20 seconds only you will get the response. Okay, so again execute this new access token and take this access token, place it here and see, after 20 seconds it will not give any response. Okay, so this is the way to implement. See, simple. So once you know the JWT authentication properly, so how do you implement in real time is wherever it is there app.use, I mean this is CRUD means that is one controller. See where it is. See, app1 means this is one controller. See, in controller API.ts is there. So app1 means that one. Here you will have different controllers. So that all controllers you are calling at this position app.ts. Okay. So this authentication, all those things API methods will be placed before this syntax. Okay. So that is second step. Next one is username and password in common.ts should be there. Okay, but this is for our example purpose only. I am taking this username and password in common.ts, but real time this username and password should be in DB. That may be in MySQL or MongoDB. Okay, so that thing also I will explain. If the username and password exist in MySQL, what will happen? Exist in MongoDB, what will happen? I will explain in another time.